Hey guys, welcome to the weekend report for November 18th and 19th. The astrology this weekend is pretty intense. We start off with a waning vigintile between Venus and Pallas, and these are both, of course, taking place in Libra before Pallas moves into Scorpio. So a lot of the energy with this waning vigintile is our relationships and basically seeing the ways that our past relationships came to an end, or that our past relationships took us on an entirely different journey than we originally planned to go on. Also, for those of us that are currently in long-term committed relationships, you're going to be remembering the early times in that relationship, the way that things used to be, the way the dynamic used to grow, and seeing if something in that has changed, and if something needs to change again, or if something needs to go back to the way it was. While this is happening, Mercury is going to be in this octile with Pluto, so we're going to feel a lot of desperation and eagerness to change things in our life, to reinvent things, to improve ourselves, to improve the way that we're doing things, especially the technical little parts of life. While that's happening, we just got to remember not to push things too hard, not to try and enforce everything into perfection. We have to understand that the challenge is the process and staying consistent with the process, not in doing everything perfectly the first time. While this is occurring in the collective, in the outside world, and of course within each and every one of us, is the great climactic change of the North Node and Eris in a conjunction. It is a powerful conjunction that has been a long time coming. This is something that we experienced 18 years ago, and we are now starting to feel some of these shifts again. Specifically, the North Node in Aries, in its conjunction with Aries is bringing massive change to the individual and massive change specifically through the archetype of Aries. So this can lead to fighting, this can lead to war, and obviously in our collective we have seen so many different conflicts that have been sprouting up left and right, and specifically the spirit behind those conflicts being one of the self versus others. And what Aries has to learn from Libra is to think from the point of view of others and to understand the way that things can be diplomatically resolved rather than forced into being or pushed into being. But while we experience such an intense, seemingly negative climactic shift in the collective, we also have Venus in a triseptile with Jupiter, and this is a waxing triseptile. So interestingly, on one of the days that has such a strong negative tonality, we also have one of the most positive tonal shifts collectively happening at the same time, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Venus in a triseptile with Jupiter makes today one of the biggest days, this entire weekend, for opportunities, not just financial opportunities, opportunities of love, opportunities of growth and abundance, opportunities of healing. So if you're paying attention to what's going on around you, you are going to see challenges to face and great things to overcome, even internally. You are also going to see some of the most incredible opportunities and some of the most beautiful blessings. For Aries, you are called and destined to step up to the occasion, to rise to the occasion and become the hero that you were meant to be. For Taurus, you are called this weekend to remember gratitude, to remember that the worst is behind you. Some of the great tumultuous events that you have experienced are now behind you, and while it doesn't necessarily make them all easier or that healing happens overnight, you are ready to move on to your new path. For Gemini, this is about recontextualization this weekend. You are called this weekend to find what truly does have value to you, rather than all the things that maybe you were told were supposed to have value to you. So for Cancer, this weekend you're going to see the path that leads to your great challenge in life. And this is a great challenge that you might say, like, on an archetypal level, or a past, present, and future life level, that this is one of your major challenges. It's going to be revealed to you in the long term, and you're also, of course, going to see the path that you need to take on to face this challenge once and for all. For Leo, this weekend is going to be incredibly prophetic. You are going to experience prophecy this weekend one way or the other. Whether you get Chinese food and pick out a fortune cookie, whether you have a prophetic dream, whether you just happen to wander into a gift shop and talk to a psychic this weekend, one way or the other, you're going to receive a very important prophecy. And it might seem small, it might seem sphinx-like or innocuous, but it's going to happen. For Virgo, things get pretty literal for you. This weekend, you are going to receive a very strong financial opportunity. Possibly it could be a little bit more nebulous, and it's more of an opportunity of abundance. But in most cases, this is going to manifest as financial opportunity this weekend. For Libra, you are called to encourage the hero in others, to be the trainer of Hercules, to help people find the hero that they have within themselves and to bring that out in them, to support them with your words and with your encouragement. For Scorpio, you are called to find your inner strength and to allow it to be even stronger than your inner criticism. There's an acknowledgement of the inner criticism that's necessary, but finding and focusing on the strength of what you will do, the strength of who you are, and the power of your authentic self. For Sagittarius, you are called to, much like Gemini, to recontextualize things and to make changes in your life this weekend, but specifically the ones that will bring more joy and more simplicity into your life. This is a great time to push certain unnecessary things back into the calendar, and the things that are necessary, to do them in a way that brings joy to you and will make your life and quality of life more happy. For Capricorn, you are called to remember the power of rest and of balance, to allow certain things to, it's not so much for life to become easier, but to more so focus on how important it is to have points of rest, points of relaxation, points where you draw back from all of this outward focus, from all of this push, from all of this movement, and to actually enjoy a moment in the silence, a moment of rest, a moment to sleep in every once in a while. For Aquarius, similar to Leo, you're going to have almost the anti-prophecy revealed this weekend. You will have reality revealed. There are going to be things that perhaps you've been so focused on what the meaning is, what the metaphor is, that things are just going to simply hit you right in the face and say, no, reality is this situation, this relationship you have with this person, this career opportunity, this path that you're on. All of these things are not as complicated as you've been making them seem, or as mystical. Some things are very simple. Some things are, sometimes the answer is found in reality. And for Pisces, you are called to find the magic and the value of yourself, the magic and value of who you are. Not everything is about improvement or evolution. Some of the powers we have, just like the power of the axolotl animal totem, is the power of the things we don't need to change, or that we don't need to become something else in. The spirit and essence of who you are, in the beautiful power that is. Thank you guys for tuning in to the weekend report. I hope you all have an amazing, fun time this weekend, and I will talk to you all on Monday.